Alrighty, this is Tiny Tank back again with a tutorial for Feed the Beast's Galacticraft pack. And something that I was having a real hard time finding a good how-to on the internet was how to use airlocks and oxygen seals. After reading Galacticraft's wiki and then doing some experimenting and playing around, I figured out a pretty good way to make these work that is really, really simple. Alright, the key is having a closed-off room using sealable pipes and cables to transfer the power from the roof, because on the moon everything runs solar, and having two sets of airlocks and a controllable volume. This is just about the biggest area I was able to make that one sealer will handle, and it's pretty easy. I'm going to switch to creative mode so I can run around outside. Alright. So, the way airlocks work is they keep all the oxygen contained within one room. The other means of producing oxygen is an oxygen bubble distributor, and that makes a big visible bubble that you have to stand inside, and it doesn't very neatly cover a room or a factory or a building. For example, if I were to put an oxygen bubble distributor in this building, it would only reach out to about right here. But using the oxygen sealer, it goes all the way to the far wall here, which I will demonstrate by leaving creative mode. And notice how I'm not taking damage and dying from suffocation. That's because the oxygen sealer will do at least 288 blocks of volume. This is what it looks like if something doesn't have air. So this is probably pretty close to the maximum because I'm getting little update ticks like that. Anyways, so it's got a pretty simple GUI. It shows you the oxygen it has, the power it has, and its status, and you can turn it on or off. Pretty easy. It does require oxygen to be provided from an oxygen collector or a, I think it's called a decompressor, where if you put canned oxygen tanks into it, it will pump the oxygen into this to use, but that's not renewable. So the collector runs off, making sure you have enough leaves nearby generating oxygen, and quite unrealistically, it doesn't matter if they're exposed to space. But let's go back to creative. So you have to build a frame for your airlocks. It's recommended that you have 2 of them, and I'll show you why in a second over in the main room. And you have to build it out of airlock frames. The corners are not needed. It's just like another portal. You can make them horizontally or vertically, and it just needs to be some form of rectangle. As you see, that one there is a 4x4, and this one's a 1x2, and both work. So the way it works is one of the pieces in the frame has to be this controller, and the controller's got some options that are fairly intuitive to use. This last one is to set whether or not it opens a horizontal or vertical airlock seal. That's about it. But you want to make sure that it's got whichever opening control mechanism. I've got proximity detection turned on. And when you have 2 of them set up, and you have them both set to when the player was within 1 meter, it makes it pretty easy, because you just walk up to it and you walk out. Now, the actual detection radius is based on the controller, so for a larger door like that one over there, you may want to set the radius out a little bit further. But that also means that the length of your decompression hallway needs to be so that when you come in, you'll be out of its radius, so that both doors aren't open at once and you lose all your air. Now, coming back out of creative, the reason... Oh, need food. Yay, creative. Switching. Where the heck's the food? There we go. Nom 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 nom. Alright, let my health fill back up so that stepping through the airlock doesn't kill me. It won't at first because when I walk through, look, there's still air in here. Because it is currently pressurized to the inside environment. Opening the door to the outside, however, depressurizes it. And even though that door is shut, it is still oxygenless in here until you resync it with the inside atmosphere. Very close to how an actual airlock works. Kind of cool. And that's about it. For demonstration purposes, I used the Mechanism Advanced Solar Panel combined with one of the Galacticraft energy storage modules to power those devices inside. You only need the 2 devices to make a habitable atmosphere. And this one advanced solar panel, which takes more iron to make than the Galacticraft solar panels do, but puts out way more power. It filled that cube up instantly. Over here, I was playing around with one, and it was I had to throw one of the creative mode infinite batteries into it because it wasn't cutting it. So definitely recommend sticking with the Mechanism Advanced Solar Panels. And because it does get nighttime on the moon, and it does last a really long time, I think it's important to add an energy buffer, and you may want to use a series of these to provide yourself enough time to wait till daylight comes back. Because, like I said, this advanced solar panel here will fill them back up almost instantly. It just cranks the stuff out. Here, I'll show you. See? That fast. Brand new, empty. Holds 2.5 megajoules. Bam. Full. That fast. Kind of crazy. One of those will also fully power a quarry from Buildcraft if you want to get your resource acquisition ramped up. And now we're back in the safe zone. You can take your oxygen mask and all that fun gear off and do whatever you need to do. Your crafting, your base, make food, do some kind of research or spacey experiments. Not sure. Not familiar with everything in this mod yet. But hadn't found a good video on how the seals, airlocks, or oxygen collection worked. And here it is. I hope you enjoy it.